Okay, morning all. Mini job last night, mostly in the dark. Was sorting out the checker plate. Thanks for that, Dan. I couldn't remember what it was called. So I've just chucked some black on it, or undercoat and some black. So project blackout continues. Looks a lot better, I think. I actually quite like the texture on them. I know it's a bit chod and I know it's a bit cheap, but actually I quite like it. So I still need to do the plate under the seat. I've just tagged the seat on so I don't lose bits more than anything else. I still need to do that. I might try and get that done this weekend. Postage just been. It's always nice. It's always nice when it's bringing something that aren't bills, which is nice. So I do have a cheap black mudguard. Now I measured it, and from Tinternet it will fit, but I don't know. The one thing that it hasn't got is a hole for the brake cable, or tube, I suppose, more than the cable. So what? I'm just going to whip it off, do a compare and contrast, and see if it'll fit. I love the chrome, but it's just too much for what I want to do with the bike. It's just too light. What I do want to do is cut this back, make it, you know, effectively probably not far off where the brackets are, but I just want to see if it will fit before I start hacking away at it. Let's have a go. Right, so one off, one on. Looks great. Don't fit. So it's too shallow, despite the fact that the measurements on the internet said it would, but hey. So what I've got, my little bod strips. So I think what I'm going to try is on. I said, I mean, this was, I think, 11 quid. So I'm not overly concerned, but I just want to give it a go. So, I mean, this is rough as you like. I might give it a quick go on the grinder just so they don't scratch it up too much, and I'll have a look, see if it'll work. Be right back. So, and just while I'm here, I've still got a garage full of bikes. I did want to MOT these today, but old zip cars that I normally use, I just couldn't get a van today at all, which is slightly nuts. I don't know if this is people anticipating a second lockdown and trying to get everything they want done in a one-off, potentially, don't know. But yeah, so that's kind of ballsed up the plans for the day. So it's just kind of a little bit while I can, and then see what happens. Cool. Right, looks great. My little extender fix works, but obviously now it's pushed out. It's pinching at the two ends. Now that doesn't bother me in the slightest, because I was going to cut them off anyway. It just means I'll do it a little bit quicker. I don't want a flat edge. I don't want to cut straight across. I just think that looks a bit wanky. So what I'm going to do is make a cut there. Yeah, I'm going to make a cut there just so I've got a template of that bend. And then I'm going to slide that template further back, and then cut it again further back, and ditto on the back end. I want it close to that hole's in an awkward place. I did want it there. I'll have to do it just below the hole, and then work out how to, I don't know, patch something on the back and fit it or something, I don't know. It's a bit on the narrow side. It's like millimetres between, so I might have to give it a bit of a bend as well. I'm not sure. I'll give it a go. It's only a cheap bit of metal when it comes down to it. So I'm gonna do some really blind hacking of that end and that end off, and I'll be right back. Oh, I got a bit carried away without. Hang on, radio on. YouTube complaining about me about proprietary music. Yeah, I got carried away doing it and forgot to film it. So, as I mentioned, I hacked the end off, took the end off, and used it as a template to cut. So I got the bend as was. It's on and it's secure. I can't deny it looks better in black with the whole bike. but I don't like it. I can't get the angle at the back like the angle at the front, so that'll come off at some stage. It'll do for now. It kind of suits the whole ragtag element of it. It looks better black than it does silver or chrome. Whether or not I do commit the cardinal sin of cutting that, I don't know, because I do think the smaller kind of hugger just suits what I'm trying to achieve with the bike a bit better. It looks better further back. Yeah. It'll do for now. It's secure, it's safe, it does the job. I could have done with grinding that a bit shorter, but that'll do. So yeah, the industrialism look is still going strong. That'll do me for the day. I have pushed the goodwill of the family as far as it will go today. Tonight, well, Charlie, the motorbike rescuer, the absolute star that he is, has got a couple of 120 jets, and he's going to bang them around along with his car balancer as well, which is really handy. So might do a bit more filming tonight where I put the where I swap the jets over. I've also got floats that I ordered when it was leaking. After the ride yesterday, I did have a leak out of the left carb, only when it was on the side stand. So what, the float heights I know are set right. I think I'm just going to swap out and put the the new float valves themselves in while I'm going. I'll probably film bits of it this evening, but that's definitely indoor in the warm job. Yeah, cool. So continuing with the aesthetics and the running, I'm hoping those jets will make it a little bit better behaved, i.e. less backfiring. I'm hoping, I'm bloody sure they will, because 140 jet just seems really high. The one thing I haven't checked is the idle jet, actually. I'll have a look tonight and I'll give it a really good route out as well. It's not dirty in there, but I just think it might be a little bit catching, particularly on the valves, but we'll see when we do it. The only other bit, I've got the metal to do the cover there now, but that's considerably smarter and neater inside. Yeah, I have slightly reconsidered how I'm going to do that. I've also got some thinner metal that's more bendable that I was going to cut through under and round. The more and more I look at it, this just looks gash, so I'm not sure how I cover that yet, but I'm not going to cut that metal yet until yeah, so order wise I need to do the plate first, see how that looks, and whether or not I need to cover up this slightly gash section over the top. I would like to. Don't really want metal hitting metal, but if I get some of that rubber stripping round as well, I might see if I can do something around that. It just looks a little bit, I like the industrial look, but there are limits. I'm not sure what's going on with this wrap, because this is surviving and bedding in really nicely on this side, on the downside. On the upside I'm getting all sorts of weird effects going on. I may have to redo it, but there's no great rush to do anything like that. The only other bit I wanted to point out, still haven't put the indicators back on, I'll do that. The other bit is I put some fuel in it, and like, I'm not going to go over the sorry tale of this tank, but I put some fuel in it, spilt a bit, and it's marked the paintwork. So so what? It's nice and shiny and it buffs up well, but it's not petrol proof. So I'm going to have to do something with that at some stage, but that's probably going to be the very last thing that I do. Oh, Charlie very nicely is bringing a bit of that might be why it's leaking. He's actually split through, there we go, where is it? There's a big hole in my fuel pipe. Not surprising, because it's bent so sharply across there. So Charlie very nicely is bringing some fuel pipe with him as well, because I can't run that at the moment. It's just going to chuck everywhere. Cool. Bro, all good stuff. And if you're not subscribed to the Motorbike Rescuer, please do. For one, he's a sound bloke and will do anything for anyone. He's done me plenty of favours. But for two, I've learned almost everything from Charlie. Good lessons and bad lessons, more good than bad, a lot more good than bad. And he's really good. His channel is really informative. He does everything from bobbers to street fighters to everything. He's just done a really nice calf conversion. Well, conversion, it was a calf when he got it. Lovely, what is it, CB250 I think. Beautiful, and he's just driven fucking hours to sell that. As much as I know he wanted it to sell, I think he's probably slightly peeved that it did, because I think he was looking forward to keeping that. But yeah, watch Charlie's channel. Yeah, it is awesome, and I learn a great deal from him. I'm sure you will. And he has quite a good turnover of bikes as well, quicker than mine. So you get a lot of variety in there as well. Cool, thanks very much all, catch you later.